Hi everyone. All right, it looks like it worked pretty well with the new video format I was using on Zoom with sharing the screen, and so we're going to be going with that again today. I loved seeing your your vaccine work yesterday, and today we're moving into a topic that goes off of vaccines called herd immunity. Herd, like a herd of sheep, a herd of humans, a group, HERD. This is a word you might have been hearing, or a phrase you might have been hearing in the news a lot lately, because it has to do with a whole group being immune to something. So you might be hearing them say a lot that eventually with COVID-19, we're going to have herd immunity and it's not going to be such a big deal. But what is herd immunity? This is something that I honestly didn't even learn about until college or even a little bit after college. And so this is something you might know nothing about, or maybe you do. And so we're going to dive into it today because you're going to be ahead of all the other people your age who probably don't know much about this. So I'm going to start sharing my screen with you. And what you should be looking at is the lesson that says herd immunity. And so there's a couple review questions I want you to complete to make sure you have some of these terms really down before we move on. So please, in a moment, hit pause on me, complete your PDN, and then hit play. So go ahead and do your PDN now. Okay, if you're listening to me talk, it means you have already completed your PDN thoroughly. So number one, what happens when a pathogen enters your body? What does your body do to fight it? You should be saying that there's an immune response, and there should be something along the lines of your white blood cells start to attack the pathogen, and they start to make antibodies that are specific to the pathogen. Your answer should probably have white blood cells and antibodies in it to be the highest level. You could also say the antibodies attached to the antigens if you want to get really specific. But overall, if you mention the white blood cells are making antibodies, you're on a really good path. Number two, in your own words, how do vaccines work? So vaccines prevent you from getting sick because they give you a weak form of the pathogen. So your body makes the antibodies to fight it so that when you are faced with the actual pathogen, your body remembers how to fight it and you don't get sick. Number three, which are pathogens? You should have said B and C, viruses and bacteria. For number four, which are a part of your immune system, you should have said A and D, antibodies and white blood cells. If you have any questions, please give me a call, text, attend office hours, but we are going to keep moving. Scroll down to where it says herd immunity. There are two videos you're going to watch here. The second one is going to be a little bit longer and it's going to be a little bit more complicated. These are higher level videos, honestly, some I think made even for people my age to be watching and learning from. And I know I'm really, really, really old, so they're made for old people. But I want to see how you do with it. So you're going to pause me, you're going to watch the videos and type your answers and then hit play on me and we can move on. So go ahead now, pause me, watch the videos, and then come back to my video when you're ready. Okay, if you are listening to me, it means you've already completed this page, and we're gonna move on. I'll see your answers to these questions when you turn in the work. Herd immunity notes and reading. So we are gonna go through this page together so you can read along with me. Herd immunity is a term that means that within a group of people, most people are immune to a disease because most people are vaccinated. Since most people are immune, there cannot be a major outbreak of the disease because it cannot spread. When more people are vaccinated, the whole community is safer from disease because outbreaks are less likely. This protects people who cannot get vaccinated. So elderly people, infants, and people who are sick and have weak immune systems cannot get vaccinated because their immune systems are too weak. And the weak pathogen in the vaccine could make them sick. So the idea is that if you have this whole group of people and most of them are immune to it, they're vaccinated, the disease can't spread around because there's nowhere for it to go because everyone's immune. So if I'm someone who can't get a vaccine, I'm probably not going to get sick because no one else is going to get sick. So it's not going to be spreading around. So herd immunity is really, really important. And that's why it's really important that people are getting vaccines. Because if all of a sudden people stopped getting measles vaccines or mumps or rubella, those diseases could come back and spread really quickly. So there's a little reading here and I'll read it out loud as you follow along. Vaccines protect your community. Did you know that when you get vaccinated, you're protecting yourself and your community? This concept is called community immunity or herd immunity. And it's an important reason for you and your family to get vaccinated so you can help keep yourselves and your community healthy. How does community immunity work? Remember, community immunity is the same thing as herd immunity. Germs can travel quickly through a community and make a lot of people sick. If enough people get sick, it can lead to an outbreak. But when people are vaccinated against a certain disease, the germs can't travel as easily from person to person, and the entire community is less likely to get the disease. This means even people who can't get vaccinated still have some protection from getting sick. And if a person does get sick, there's less chance of an outbreak because it's harder for the disease to spread. Eventually, the disease becomes rare, and sometimes it's wiped out altogether. I want you to pause the video and go ahead and answer the question, and then hit play when you're ready to keep moving. If you've hit play, it means you've answered your question and you're ready to keep moving. Who does community immunity protect? Community immunity protects everyone, but it's especially important because some people can't get vaccinated for certain diseases, such as people with some serious allergies and those with weakened or failing immune systems, like people who have cancer, HIV or AIDS, type 1 diabetes, or other health conditions. Community immunity is also important for the very small group of people who don't have a strong immune response from vaccines. All right, we have another question here. Please go ahead and pause me, answer the question, and then hit play when you're ready to keep reading. Okay, I'm hoping you've answered the question because I will be checking when you turn these in. We're going to move on. If vaccines have wiped out some diseases in the United States, can we stop getting vaccinated for them? No. Many vaccine preventable diseases that we don't see much in the United States still make people sick in other countries. So it's possible for travelers to bring these diseases back to the United States where they could then spread. If we stop getting vaccinated, we won't be protected from these diseases. Community immunity protects us only if enough people continue to get vaccinated. We have one more question here you're going to answer, and then your exit ticket. This was a very, very short lesson, but it's a really important topic. So you are free to continue doing your own research about it or anything else. And of course, call, text me, attend office hours if you have questions. But other than that, if not, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Other than that, you're going to go ahead, finish this lesson. I'm excited to see who's going to be MVP today and to see what you've all learned about herd immunity. Stay safe, please. Continue to wash your hands. I miss you all.